Welcome to another video. Today we are watching Umi Control in action because someone has sent me a beautiful Umi Control gameplay video versus Runic Sprite. Everyone knows Runic Sprite terrorizing everyone right now. But let's see how Umi Control can do. Opponent is going first and they're starting with the hug and play. And there's no hand traps in here, so we just gotta wait. We just gotta wait and see what the opponent can do. Opponent getting the field spell, getting their Sprite Jet, getting their Sprite Starter. So they're just doing full Sprite setup. We'll see what board the opponent makes. Sprites can do quite a few different boards. Usually they go for the Exceed, and they'll leave us up a negate, either a spell negate or monster negate, sometimes both. Opponent going to the Sprite Elf, usually you see the Exceed first. They are resummoning the blue. Blue already activated this turn. They have the Carrot in hand, so Carrot and Red both on field, spell negate and monster negate. There's the Gigantic Sprite. His opponent going to set up some link plays on our turn. We'll see. Very rude. Nightmare Corruptor ability. Now, this card, if you have it on field, you basically link it away, you give it to your opponent, and then as long as they control it, they can only link summon. They can't special summon any other monsters. So this card's really mean. You just link it off and then give it to your opponent, and then it can just completely destroy some decks. Luckily, Umi Control lets us just tribute over it if we want to. We'll see if that's the best line, what our friend Joel here is doing. Alright, so let's see. They are linking it off into probably IP Masquerena. There you go. So they're going to do a quick link on our turn, and they're giving us the Nightmare Corruptor. Alright, well there's a few ways to get rid of this. One is just to attack with it, but if you attack with it, sprites can give it back to you using the Masquerena and the Sprite Elf. So, you know, maybe sometimes the best thing to do is just leave it on the field, because it's not doing anything right now. And if we tribute it off for the Kairyu-Shin, opponent has monster negates with the Sprite Red, and they have link plays with IP Masquerena, so looks like Barrier Stature of the Toad, just gonna lock them into waters. Set to back row. Opponent popping the IP Masquerena for some reason, not sure why. I guess they can't target the Barrier Statue because it wasn't special summon. Opponent doing more runic plays, and they can't attack because they activated runic spells. It's actually kind of interesting. Opponent found a Raigeki, a little annoying, but that was actually a smart play with the Barrier Statue, because if opponents can't attack, they have no way to get rid of the Barrier Statue. Opponent trying to summon Sprite Jet from the graveyard, or Sprite Blue from the graveyard, and they're getting called by negating with the Carrot. Alright, so opponent is down a negate. They don't have their Sprite Elf anymore. At least they could resummon it, but they don't have it right now. Opponent getting another Jet. Jet is going to search probably for the pop. No, they're going for another starter. Okay, alright. You know, I believe in Umi Control, but this is a tough board to break. Opponent has a lot of stuff going on. Opponent making a Nightmare Unicorn. They're going to discard a card to get rid of the back row. But they can't attack. They can't attack because they've been activating runic spells. Crossout going to name Harpy Feather Duster. Just remove that from the deck. Don't want to draw it. Harpy Feather Duster out of here. Opponent skipping their battle phase. Alright, let's see what we got. Now, going first, or on your turn, you got to activate the pot of extra first if you want to do anything else. They do have the Carrot to negate spell effects. That pot is probably going to bait out a negate. We'll see. Opponent, are you going to negate the pot? Agreed. Yep, they are. Alright, and they're tributing the Jet. So they still have a monster negate, but they're running out of interaction, although they could have runic spells in hand. Activating the Pacifist Field spell, giving us the Jellyfish. Jellyfish can negate a monster effect while Umi's on the field. Activating Jelly's effective special from hand, and the Sprite Red's going to negate. Jelly negate the negate. Get negated, sprites. Get out of here. And now Kairyu-Shin on the field. Kairyu-Shin going to let us search. Making our opponent choose one monster to keep. Searching for the Sea Stealth, and now the Sea Stealth set up. We got the token generation. Attack over that Sprite opponent. You can't summon more than one monster now. Toggle on. Activating the standby phase, hopefully. There you go. Activating that. Spell. Opponent going for the Sprite Starter. But they can't summon any more cards. And looks like they don't have anything to search for with the Sprite Blue. Have they searched all their sprites? Opponent. Just playing runic things to draw cards. Gonna give us a Pacifist token. Alright, we'll see if runics can draw into the out. Flashing Fire gonna pop a special summon monster. Choosing to pop the token, not the Kairoshin, is an interesting choice. The token just comes back, and opponent realizing their mistake, they are out of here. Alright, very great game versus sprites. Alright, so I've been inspired to play some enemy control myself in a while since I broke this deck out. Let's see how it does. If you have some gameplay you want to show me, just send it to my email, simking2500@gmail.com. And if you like these videos, be sure to subscribe. We are activating pot, and opponent is trying to negate. We are going to negate the negate because we want a pot of greed. Now, you can only activate one of these pots per turn. We have a pot of prosperity in hand. Not going to be able to activate this at that. The same turn you do a pot of extravagance. We do draw into the Sea Stealth 2. Let's normal summon the jellyfish. Get ourselves an Ocean Dragon Lord with that fish sonar. Activate. Send the Pacifist to the graveyard. Special summon the Kairoshin. Now I am running 1 copy of Pacifist, 2 copies of Legendary Ocean. I think that is the best split. You get the advantage of drawing Legendary Ocean most of the time to normal summon your level 5s. And when you need to, you send the Pacifist to the graveyard, and now you start getting tokens. And the token value is just unreal. Opponent searching for polymerization and an edge of chain. We are not negating with the jelly. We are saving the jelly negate for something that is going to interrupt us. Opponent giving us the token. Activating to draw 2. Banish a card from their hand. Triggering. We're going to just let this go. We're not worried about this. Opponent setting up. You know, Despias, they can't really break through the token. So as long as we wait, we're adding branded banishment to hand. As long as we wait, we're just going to be fine. Opponent keeps adding Despias to hand. But so far, nothing needed to be negated by the jellyfish. Opponent getting another Friper Patchwork. Go into battle. Attacking into the Kairoshin. That is a not reading if I have ever seen one. Opponent activating. Alright, time to negate. Negate the branded in red. They can only activate one of these per turn. We do not want to get Chimera'd. Get negated. Opponent activating. Brand of Fusion. And opponent. Did they know? Oh, they don't know going into the Lubellion. Opponent, you can't activate Lubellion while Kairoshin is on field and we control Umi. You can only control 1 non-water monster. Your Lubellion is a light monster. You can't summon your Mirror Jade. Let's activate our second pot. Dig for something neat. And what's this? Cosmic Cyclone? Well, listen, alright? I don't usually play Cosmic Cyclone in this deck, but I've been playing on ladder and I've just been seeing tons of back row decks. It's just back row everywhere. So, Cosmic Cyclone in the deck. I got it in the deck at 2. Let's activate Kairoshin and get ourselves another Sea Stealth because we got everything we ever could need. Let's banish that back row. I don't know if they could have activated that. Target a Despia monster, fusion summon, blah blah blah. Yeah, so you know what? Banishing that is good because we're going to clear this Lubellion. They could have activated that later. So, you know, Cosmic doing value. Let's activate Jelly. Special summon the Tremora. We need to get through this Lubellion, and this boy, he's a sacrifice. He is a beautiful sacrifice. Throw him in. Opponent activating the branded opening to protect Lubellion. Let's attack again. Pop it. There you go. Pop it with a Sea Stealth. Let's get in with Jellyfish. Let's get in with Kairoshin. Opponent down to 6,000 life points. What do you got? We still got monster or spell negate with the Jellyfish. Opponent activating Friper Patchwork. They already have everything they could need in hand. We're going to let that go. Opponent activating the polymerization. Now we're going to negate. We know they have a second poly, but you know what? We're going to negate poly anyway. Opponent, use your second poly. There you go. Opponent using the second poly. They only have, well, we don't know for sure, but looks like they only have 2 monsters in hand going into the Masquerade. And opponent realizing they can't do anything, and they are out of here, just shrekking Brandon. Let's go on to the next game. All right, we got another game here. We are going first, but we got a bit of a clunky hand. We don't have a way to get Kaioshin onto field. Now we could have sent a Anumi spell to the graveyard to use our C-Stealth attack, but instead I'm going to special summon General Wayne. Opponent with the Max C. Alright, Max C, not that great against us, only usually draws one card. So, the one reason I love this deck, everyone playing Max C at 3 right now, trying to deal with sprites. You know what? We don't care about Max C. Summon one monster, you draw one card, that's fine. Let's set a billion back row, and looks like our opponent is playing Labyrinth, discarding 2 cards to set the Welcome Labyrinth to the field, and we are in trouble, because Labyrinth is very hard for us to deal with. The only way we have to interact with the spells is our Cosmics and our Feather Duster. And if we don't hard draw those because they're not searchable, we don't really have a good way to interact with them. And once they have this annoying field spell set up, every time they activate the Welcome Labyrinth, they're popping a card. Now, General Dwayne here, he says that whenever a spell is sent to the graveyard, it's banished instead, but we can't afford to leave him on the field because this Welcome Labyrinth, when it activates, it's going to pop a card because of the Labyrinth. We'd like to leave General Wayne on the field because they can recycle these Welcome Labyrinths, but we don't really have a choice. We got to see Stealth, save the Dwayne. Now maybe I should have sent Pacifist to the graveyard. If I sent Pacifist to the graveyard, we could have been getting tokens. And the token just keeps our life points nice and healthy. This opponent doesn't really have a way to deal with the token. Labyrinth is going to struggle to deal with the token generally. Opponent, summoning Labyrinth Chandra Griller, hitting us for 15. Alright, hitting us for 18. We're going to negate the attack, negate the monster's effects, get an Ice Barrier in the graveyard, just search. Opponent linking into Beat Cop from the Underworld. They contribute a monster. Oh, okay, never mind. They just want to make Nightmare Unicorn. Alright, and Nightmare Unicorn, that is a problem. That is their spin. That is a way to get around indestructible effects. Opponent sending a Lava Golem to shuffle our C-Stealth, and that is a problem because now our face-up spells can't be protected. General Wayne not doing anything. We gotta get Kaioshin. We gotta search for that spell again, but opponent immediately activating Terrors of the Overroot. They're targeting a card we control and a card in their graveyard. They're gonna steal one of them, and then they're gonna steal one and they're gonna send the other to the graveyard. No, they resummon it. It's like swapping. They're basically taking our graveyard monster and putting on the field under our control, and then taking our General Wayne and putting him in the graveyard. That is annoying. Popping that Nightmare Unicorn, setting an Ice J Tremora, but now opponent gets to pop a card, and they're just going to pop this Tremora. They could pop the card in hand. Maybe we should have held the Call by the Grave because they know this isn't a problem. This is probably a mistake on my part. Opponent getting so much value. I feel pressured to Call by Grave here, and this kind of leads to a lethal situation. Opponent just going to choose with their Labyrinth to pop our Tremora, and now we got no cards. We could search with Ice Barrier, but without anything in hand, it's not going to give us any value, and opponent's going to get easy lethal next turn. So that's it. We got out of here. We got defeated by Labyrinth. All right, you know what? Let's go hard on the anti-spell stuff, and let's try again. All right. We put even more anti-spell cards into our deck. We're going to hope for the best. Opponent playing mutants. Very spicy. Don't usually see mutants. And what else we're not seeing is sprites. Where are all the sprite decks? Where are all the sprite runic piles? We're in Platinum. Should be seeing them. But so far, haven't seen a single one. Maybe they're getting rare. Maybe everyone tried to save their gems for these Shizu cards. Opponent negating our Max C. That is acceptable. Opponent gonna summon some mutant monsters from the deck. Again, the Mutant Beast. Mutant Beast, once per turn, can discard a card to negate and banish a spell. So we're gonna have to bait this out because we do not want that to be around. We don't want our Umis getting negated. Now, what we really want here, and opponent also summoned. Also summoning the Mutant Ursel. Mutant Ursel, same deal, except once per turn, can negate and banish a monster effect. So we really want our Jellyfish to resolve. So what we're going to do here is we're going to try and get a Kaiju with the Foolish Burial. So to do that, we need to resolve, which means Mutant Beast, we gotta bait its negate once per turn. So let's start with the fish sonar. Opponent falling for the bait, taking the fish bait, getting hooked, negating our fish sonar. Because this negates the activation, we actually can activate the second fish sonar as well, but we're gonna go straight for getting our Ice Bear in the graveyard and getting our Kaiju. Send the Turtle Boy to the graveyard, add him to the hand, and give our opponent Turtle, stopping their monster negate. Now we got Jelly. Jelly gonna send Pacifist to the graveyard, gonna summon the Kairoshin opponent. You can no longer summon any non-water monsters. Let's activate Fish Sonar while we still can. Set the Sea Stealth and pass to the opponent. On the standby phase, we are gonna activate Umi from the graveyard with a Sea Stealth. And opponent is locked. Locked right now. We got Monster Negate. We got Spell Negate. Activate Pacifist. Gonna start giving us tokens. Opponent summoning. Adding a Mutant Fusion to hand. That is going to let them Fusion summon. We are gonna negate once per turn. Mutant Fusion. Get negated. Don't want you getting any big fusion monsters on the field. Opponent go into battle. Are they gonna read? Opponent is not a reader. Going straight into the Sea Stealth. You know, it's been so long that I played this deck, and every time it still makes me laugh. This is why this deck brings so much joy. Opponent is not reading. Ah, look at it. Look at the beauty of the not reading. Opponent gonna summon. Getting their Mutant Beast back, and that is the one that negates spell or traps. They're setting that trap there, and they're adding. That is kind of clever. Opponent repeatedly discarding cards. They keep adding and discarding Nemesis Keystone. When this card is discarded, it gets banished. Or sorry, when this card's banished, you get to add it back to your hand at the end of turn. So opponent gets a once per turn repeatable discard banished with the Keystone. So that's pretty neat. We're drawn into the War of Atlantis. Alright, let's use Jellyfish. Special summon the Mega Fortress Whale. This boy only negates spells, so we're not worried about that. Kairoshin gonna activate, get us a Sea Stealth 2. Activate the Sea Stealth. Opponent taking the bait, going for the negate. Now I will mention on the last turn, you didn't see this because we're watching the replay, but last turn, every time opponent did an effect, we could have activated the Pacifist and got a token. But as long as they controlled the Mutant Beast, they could have negated that effect and banished the Pacifist. So I was choosing not to make tokens last turn. That was a very careful play. Opponent activating Mutant Cry. Mutant Cry gonna fusion summon. During our turn, we've used our Jelly Negate. Opponent, are you gonna pop one of our monsters? Are you gonna try and pop one of our spells? This effect targets when it summons to destroy a card on the field. Opponent, what are you targeting? Targeting their own Mutant Beast. Why is opponent targeting their Mutant Beast? Now, popping the Mutant Beast does get them a banished Mutant Trap added back to their hand. And this card can be unaffected by effects of specific cards, although I don't know if this quick effect works against Sea Stealth Attack's effect activating in the damage step. I think it does not actually work if our opponent's plan is to just protect themselves from Sea Stealth. Also could just attack over them with the Mega Fortress Whale, so I'm not sure what this targeted pop was about. They probably should have just targeted the whale. There we go. We start to see it. Opponent summoning a Hop Ear Squadron, going to quick synchro into another monster, and that was why they popped. This is they thought they could get through the Kairoshin lock by popping their Mutant Beast to summon the Hop Ear Squadron, but it will not allow you to summon a non-water monster. So if they were planning on quick synchroing into something non-water, it's not going to work. An opponent conceding. We got him with the Umi control. We could easily attack for lethal with a Mega Fortress Whale. Let's go on to the next game. We are going second. Opponent activating a pot. They are drawn to. And opponent activating the Labyrinth spell. Alright, this is our chance. Can we redeem ourselves? We'll just have to see. Opponent sat in the Welcome Labyrinth. Now with this field spell, they get to pop stuff. It's our turn. Alright, we draw Jelly. Opponent doesn't have any hand traps. That's good. That means our pot is very likely to resolve. Let's activate the pot. Pot gonna draw 2. Nice little pot of greed. Opponent activating Trap Trick. Now, I'm honestly, genuinely, extremely surprised that opponent activated Trap Trick here, because once you activate Trap Trick, you can only activate one other spell, one other trap that turn. So that means that opponent, if you activate this, you can't activate another trap. Now, I'm guessing the reason they're doing this is because they're really worried about a Feather Duster, and they want to they want to try and get around Feather Duster by activating this now. I mean, that's the only reason I can think. We'll just have to see what opponent does. Let's pot of greed. But I really thought opponent would activate their other traps first. Opponent getting a Eradicator Epidemic Virus, which they can activate, tributing a dark monster with 25 or more attack to name spells, traps, or either of those, and then they make us discard and destroy all the ones we control. So that could be trouble. Let's start by setting the Sea Stealth attack. Activate Sea Stealth 2. Opponent is activating Welcome Labyrinth. We are going to use Cosmic Chain, which we happily drew with that pot there. Banish the field spell. That is going to mean their Welcome Labyrinth doesn't pop any cards on our field. Get banishing. Opponent summoning the Ariana. Ariana is going to add a Labyrinth card from their deck to their hand, getting another copy of the field spell. Let's summon the Jellyfish. I'm not sure. Oh, opponent doesn't. Yeah, they didn't summon the big Labyrinth, so they can't actually activate that trap yet. Let's activate Jelly. Special summon General Wayne. General Wayne going to start banishing every trap they activate, but they can't activate these traps this turn. That was their last trap activation with that Welcome Labyrinth. They cannot activate any more traps this turn. Interesting strategy. This is why I think really what you're supposed to do, and what you probably should have done, opponent, is activate the Welcome first, then activate the trap trick. I don't think, yeah, you can activate this whenever, so they could have done this in our standby phase or something like that to get around a Feather Duster. Let's set the Ice Barrier that the General Wayne searched for. Can't attack over this Ariana though. Labyrinth, gonna activate. We're gonna activate Sea Stealth in response. Opponent chaining Dogmatic Punishment. Gonna Dogmatic Punish our Jelly. Poor Jelly Boy. Died too early, but now we got Pacifist. Now with Pacifist value, we are in it. We're in it to win it. Opponent activating Norden. Targeting our Pacifist, trying to pop it. I do not think so. We're gonna activate Sea Stealth, protect our face-up spell and traps from getting popped. General Wayne off the field. He already did his value. Opponent setting stuff, special summoning, Labyrinth cards, getting their lovely lady, and they're giving us a token. And opponent is activating Eradicator, tributing the lovely lady, naming spells. Now, this destroys all spells on the field and spells that we draw for the next 3 turns. So, what's this going to do? It's going to do nothing because we protected our spells from destruction. Opponent gets to see our Ice Barrier, but it's not going to do anything to us. We don't have any spells in hand. Unaffected. Alright, opponent trying to pop. No, special summoning the Labyrinth back. Special summoning the lady back onto the field. Lady is going to target a trap in the graveyard, reset it, and they're resetting that. They're resetting that that Eradicator. Not sure what the play is with that. We'll just have to see. Opponent attacking into, not reading again. Opponent attacking in. We activate Ice Barrier just because we want to draw cards. Opponent attacking into the Phantasm token, getting popped by the Sea Stealth. Attacking with Ariana, they're going to pop their own monster. I'm guessing they're trying to do this on purpose to clear the field so they can activate their Welcome Labyrinths, because we're going to summon an Ocean Dragonlord? I don't know. Maybe opponent just, maybe they wanted to take 1400 damage. Who knows what they were doing? We get General Wayne back. They activate their spell and traps. They're going to get banished now. We're going to activate Sea Stealth, protect our Jellyfish. Opponent chaining a Torrential Tribute. Alright, well, that means General Wayne and our token are going to the graveyard. We can't get a token this turn because we normal summon an effect monster. They're trying to pop our back row, but it's not going to do anything. We're protected. Still protected. Alright, opponent. Getting the Stovey back. Getting another Welcome Labyrinth added to hand. Let's activate Ice Barrier in the graveyard. We are going to search for the Tremora, make our opponent suffer under the wrath of the Ocean Dragonlord. Let's activate. Special summon the Dragonlord from hand. Make our opponent go down to 1 monster. They can't summon any more monsters now. Welcome Labyrinth offline. Rage Accusation added to hand so we can pop some monster effects. Let's attack into the lovely lady. Go to main phase 2. Set. Get back. Our Jellyfish. Now we added this to hand by search. It didn't get drawn. so we don't get popped by the that very annoying Eradicator Epidemic. Oh, opponent, what do you got? Welcome Labyrinth again. Let's activate Sea Stealth because we don't want our face-up spell and traps getting popped by the Labyrinth. Protect the Ocean Dragon Lord. He'll come back later. Opponent getting Ariana. They're popping our Jellyfish. Good choice, opponent. Good choice to pop the Jellyfish. Activating a billion effects. Are they going to get in for lethal? Well, no, because we're going to get the token. Pacifist token is going to protect. We're protected with the Pacifist token. Opponent resetting. Some traps getting the Stovey back, getting a Chandra Glogger. Giving us a search with the Pacifist, but we don't have any Pacifist search targets. Ocean Dragon Lord coming back, opponent going down to 1 monster, and a set card. Drawing a Max C. Deck could draw us a lot of cards, and opponent seeing the Max C, seeing our value train. They are done. They're out of here. Connection failed. Opponent rage quitting. All right, love to see it. Let's go on to the deck list. All right, here is Umi Control. The way I'm playing it right now, we got 2 Max Cs, triple Warrior, triple Jelly, 1 General Wayne, 1 Ice Day Tremora, triple Ocean Dragon Lord, 1 Mega Fortress Whale, 1 Gameciel, 1 Harpies Feather Duster, triple Foolish, Burial Goods, 1 Pot of Extravagance, another Pot of Extravagance, a Pot of Prosperity, triple Fish Sonar, 2 Legendary Oceans, 1 Pacifist, 2 Sea Stealth 2s, a single Super Polymerization, 2 Cosmics, 1 Rage, 2 Call Buys, 2 Ice Barriers, and 2 Sea Stealth attacks. In the extra deck, we have 3 Super Poly targets, Mood Dragon, Starving Venom, and Predaplant Dracosepelia. We got a Barondafleur. Do we have any tuners in this deck? No, but maybe opponent will give us one. We got 2 Stealth Kragans. We got 2 Kragan spawns. We got 1 Zeus. We got 1 Nightmare Phoenix. We got Predaplant Verte Anaconda. This is here to get us our Super Polymerization out of the deck. We got Nightmare Unicorn. We got Blackluster Soldier, Sacred Soldier. Soldier of Chaos. We got Access Code Talker and an Underworld Goddess. And are we using this extra deck at all? No. This is all bait for our pots. We don't need this extra deck. Let me know. Are you still playing Umi Control? Is it still doing well for you? How is it faring against the current meta? You saw Destroy Sprites in Joel's gameplay video. Let me know if it's working out. If you're also seeing a lot of back row decks, because I'm seeing so many back row decks. That's why we got 2 Cosmic Cyclones. We got the Feather Duster, because I've just been seeing back row for days. Labyrinths, labyrinths, labyrinths. So many labyrinths. All right. Hope you liked the video, and I'll see you next time. Have a good night.